Okay guys, so today I'm going to be sharing my 5 favourite eyeshadow primers. So I'll start off with the least expensive, and the first one would be the Catrice Prime and Fine eyeshadow base. Well, actually the next thing could be cheaper, I'm not sure, they're around the same. Now if you saw my fails video, my first ever fails video, the guy that came before this was in it because it had the weirdest, most horrible texture. It was in a pot, which isn't bad in of itself, but it just was like putty or something. It was really weird, and I really had liked the one that was out before that, so I knew that they were bringing out a new one, and thankfully it's lovely. So it comes with a little doe foot wand like this, and it's just this lovely smooth kind of cream-like texture. It doesn't dry very, very hard or anything like that, so it's great for me, like someone like me who has slightly drier lids, and it just really grabs onto the eyeshadow, makes it go on lovely and strong. No, it's not what I have on today, but I'm really liking this. It intensifies the eyeshadow and improves the durability. So great, especially for the product, for the price I mean. Great especially for the price. Really highly rate that one, and it's the newest one. So it's the eyeshadow base in number 10. I think it's the only colour though that's available. Then the next one is another Catrice product, but it doesn't necessarily have to be Catrice. It's just concealer in general. So this kind of thicker, like slightly creamier, waxy kind of concealer, the same as the Studio Fix. No, it's the same as the Studio Finish concealer. I would use that in the exact same way, or even the Camouflage Cream by Prolong. Any of these will do the exact same thing. They're all pretty much same consistency, just that kind of lovely, you know, heavy full coverage concealer. And I find that these work lovely as a base for eyeshadow, for me particularly with drier lids. Now they mightn't be the best thing if you have very oily lids. You might need something that sets a bit drier. My next one will be that. And if you don't have the oiliest lids though, I'd say just try your regular concealer. I love this as my eyeshadow base. This is what I actually use most days, because I'd be using it on my face, like on my pimples and spots anyhow, so it's handy just to use you know, use the same product for multiple uses. Yeah, and that's what I try to do a lot. And I've hit pan on this, so I need to buy a new one, but I love this. It's the Camouflage Cream Concealer by Catrice in number 10. Now the next product is by MAC, and it's one of their paint pots. So this is Soft Ochre paint pot. So sorry, now I should have said that. These two, I think they're around the €5 mark each. Could be a little bit more, a little bit less, but that'll just give you a slight idea of how much they cost, like €3, €4, €5. I think this is cheaper than the concealer, but this guy here anyhow is around 19 or €20 here in Ireland. These are slightly drier, so sometimes I have this thing where my eyelids can get very dry. I think it's to do with stress as well. They're not always the driest, they sometimes are more drier than other times, and when they are on the dry side I wouldn't really use this, but when they're not too dry it's fine. And I love how long everything lasts with this, because this is one of those products that you don't want to let the air get in for too long, first of all, because it will dry up, but it's lovely and like very malleable and creamy initially, and then it'll set really hard on the lids, so it's great for anyone with those oilier lids. And this has a funny scent, that's the only thing. It mightn't appeal to everyone. It's not the most prettiest smelling product in the world, but besides that it just lasts amazing. There are tons of colours to choose from in this range. The Prolong Wear paint pot, that's what they're called now, and this is my favourite one though, this slightly yellowy one, because it just counteracts any redness on the eyes beautifully, and that's that. So yeah, that's the Soft Ochre paint pot by MAC, but like I said, any of those paint pots do the pretty much same thing. Then another MAC product, and I have to say I've been loving this since I got it. It is the Prep and Prime 24-Hour Extend Eye Base, and the reason I'm loving this is because it's not one of those drying ones. It just really suits my slightly drier lids. So this has a slightly more moussey consistency. I can actually show you because it's in a little pot here. So it's, yeah, it just looks like a, it's like a mousse, like a hard mousse, and it just doesn't feel, it doesn't dry, like it doesn't, it's one of those ones that goes on, it extends the life of your eyeshadows, it makes them go on lovely and smooth. It's almost kind of like, yeah, it's like silicone, I suppose. It probably is silicone heavy now that I think about it. Just makes it like your eyeshadows glide on, but like grab onto it as well. And really loving this, but again I'm loving it because it's not too dry. So whereas these definitely have their places, and I'd use this a lot, especially even in my professional work, because it's great for longevity. Same with, like, say, the Maybelline colour tattoos, they'd be similar. But this I just love. For anyone with slightly older lids, you know, sometimes if you use something that dries quite strong onto older, maybe slightly crepey lids, this will show it up more. So you want something a bit softer for those, that's what this would be great for. And again, anyone with drier lids. And I love the consistency of this. I can't remember the price, I'm going to guess it's around the £24.50 mark, definitely more expensive than the paint pot. That's great. The ones that were before that, the Prep and Prime eye primers that were out before, were rubbish. They were just terrible. They were kind of like crap concealers. That's the only way I could kind of describe them. But anyhow, that's brilliant, the new Prep and Prime eye base. And then this is my 5th favourite, and it is Eden by Urban Decay. So this is an eyeshadow primer potion, long lasting eyeshadow base, and yeah, this is great. This Eden is the kind of skin coloured one. So the original is just kind of clear, I think, isn't it? Yeah. And this one has the same colour as the paint pot, actually, my soft ochre. I just love that light kind of you know, yellowy ivory colour. So again, great for counteracting on any redness on the eyes. I think Eden is good for oil control as well. This helps control oil production. Yeah, it inhibits oil production as far as I know on the lids, so that's an extra bonus for anyone who does get slightly oily lids, but it doesn't particularly dry out your lids if you're not oily. So it's one that I happily use as well. But this is like a long known favourite, and Urban Decay are that little bit more expensive than MAC, so this would be kind of the most expensive out of the 5 I'm showing you today. But those are the ones that I'd use most heavily in my kit, so you don't need to be using like really expensive ones for them to work. And like I said, you could use something like this and it can work quite well. What have I got on today? Oh yeah, I have this one on today. That's what I've on. And then I have this Urban Decay Moonstone eyeshadow and Solstice on over it, and it grabbed onto it beautifully. So that did a really good job, and that is the end of it. So yeah, those are my 5 favourites for the moment. Let me know what your favourite eyeshadow bases are. I'm always up for trying new ones, and I love to see what, you know, everyone else is loving as well. If you're new to my channel, I upload 3 to 4 times a week. Definitely every Wednesday and Friday, and then usually it'll either be on the Sunday or the Monday, depends. Like this week it's going up on Monday because I wasn't able to do anything yesterday. But yeah, it'll always be at least 3 times a week, sometimes 4. And make sure you give this video a thumbs up if you did enjoy it, and feel free to check out the rest of my videos if you are new, just to see what I do. It's all up to you. But thanks a million for watching, guys, and I'll see you all in my next video. Slán.